And do you want to do that hockey book real quick? We got 9 minutes.
Hockey?
Isn't it about hockey?
No.
No, scientist.
Yeah.
The love
Yeah, we can do it.
hypothesis.
Yeah.
What is
Hockey.
Um,
what is this? Do tell. This isn't our
okay,
normal book
so
or genre.
no, it is not. So I have seen this book everywhere on social. So I was like, when I was at Half Price Books, I was like, yeah, I'll just buy this. Everyone's like raving about it. So I get it. Um, I rated it a B. Are we doing spoilers?
What do you want to do?
I mean, it's not like there's not a lot of crazy things that happen, so people aren't going to be like, "Oh my God."
Okay, let's just do spoilers.
So it's basically a story about this girl who is dating this guy and she's not really into him. So they break up, and then she finds out that her best friend is super obsessed with this guy and wants to date him. So she feels bad because she doesn't want her friend to feel guilty by dating this guy. So she decides to pretend to be in love with someone or have a boyfriend. So she randomly makes out with a professor. She's like, "Can I kiss you?" Because she sees her friend like walking down the hallway and she's like, had already told him she was going to be on a date. So she sees this random guy and she's like, "Can I make out with you?" And the guy didn't say yes or anything. She just did it. And so you come to find out that this guy is like a really mean professor, scientist type. And so they decide to keep pretending to date throughout this whole thing. So it's like he goes to like, oh, they have like once a week they go and have coffee, and she's like a scientist. I don't know. They had like sciencey words for it, so that part I was a little like out of. But so they, yeah, they work. She's like working to become like a scientist and decide if she wants to keep doing this, and he's like already doing it, like this is his life. So they like pretend this whole charade, blah blah blah. And then you come to find out like she starts falling in love with this guy or whatever. And so in the very beginning, she like something happened to her contacts and she couldn't see. So this is like a flashback to like 2 years ago. And she couldn't see, so she was like washing her eyes out in this lab, and this guy was like helping her, and he was like talking to her or whatever, and that incident's over. Well, it turns out it was the same guy that she accidentally decides to make out with, or not accidentally, where she makes out with. And apparently he had been in love with this girl since that moment. So when she's like, let's pretend to date, he's just like, all right.
Was he like a
So it's like,
stalker?
no, not really.
Oh,
I mean,
that
he
would have
just
been a
like
fun
likes,
twist.
yeah, he just like likes this girl, and when he randomly sees her, he like remembers things she's done or whatever, and he thinks she's really smart and she can like she's working on like pancreatic cancer indicators. So he's like really impressed by that, and I was like, I don't know if that's like amazing or not, but yeah, so I thought it was like a completely different thing than I have ever read in my life. Um, it was interesting. I liked it. I did give it a B, so I liked it. I did think it was weird how he was like in love with this girl for 2 years and never did a single thing about it.
That
But
is,
But I liked him other than that part. Like I thought he was the best part of the book until I found that out. And then I was
but
like, that's kind of weird.
did he cry when they first kissed?
No, he did not.
not true
Well,
love.
Oh, why my light is like weird shit.
That's interesting that Book Talk went crazy about this book because it seems like a pretty standard love story.
Yeah,
mhm.
and it's definitely like rom-com vibes. Like they pretend to date. He's grumpy and she's like happy, and I don't know. Yeah,
Hmm.
Would
it's
you
definitely like a light rom-com.
chick lit?
Yeah. And I read it in like a day. So I literally read it in 24 hours. So it's like palate cleanser if you want to read something light and fun. Or you can
Okay.
read Firefly Lane and jump into all those dramatics.
You won't use one of your cries on the love hypothesis.
No. It was there was like a twist in the middle that was kind of interesting. But yeah, so it was good.
Hmm. Good to know. I don't know if I'll read that one.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I read it in like a day because I don't know, it was interesting. Then I thought the end was a little weird when they like admitted this guy liked her for 2 years. That was the part that just would have been so good without that.
I assume they end up together.
They do. Yes.
Definitely chicklet. Cool. Well, that's the love hypothesis.